Okay, week 10 of the National Football League. Jesus Christ, it's already week 10. 10. Where does the time go? Um, Started with the Panthers defeating the Falcons 25 to 15. I actually went ahead and watched that game, and frankly, it wasn't as bad as everybody said it was. I, the only reason why people were saying it's bad is because it wasn't as exciting as the first matchup between those two teams. Um, but yeah, good job by the Panthers, but you still suck. Um, it continued with the Buccaneers getting a victory over the Seattle Seahawks in Munich, Germany today. Hey, 21 to 16. I did not watch that game. In fact, I just got up as of this recording. Um, but let's get started with the rest of these picks because I don't have time for this bullshit. I took the Buccaneers to defeat the Seahawks, by the way, and I did not take the Panthers. I took the Falcons to beat the Panthers. The first of which didn't work out for me very well. But anyway, let's go, please. Jaguars going on the road to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs. End of story. Moving on. Saints going on the road to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. T.J. Watt is back finally, but I think it's, and I'm gonna go ahead and take the Steelers to defeat the Saints. You know what? Fuck that shit. Take the Saints to defeat the Steelers. Kenny Pickett is still going to make rookie mistakes, and that's all that there is to it. Broncos going on the road to take on the Tennessee Titans. The Titans are banged up as fuck right now on the defensive side of the ball, but Dupree is out, and their team leader, quite frankly, Jeffrey Simmons, is also out. Ryan Tannehill's back, but how effective is he going to be? Can't believe I'm saying this, but go ahead and take the Denver Broncos to defeat the Tennessee Titans. If I'm wrong, I don't give a flying fuck. Vikings going on the road to take on the Buffalo Bills. This game should be at the 2:25 Mountain Time schedule. Well, but I guess they needed to protect their precious Cowboys versus Packers matchup. More on that later. But yeah, the Vikings have been playing good ball. The problem is they barely beat the Washington Commanders. That's kind of disturbing to me. Of course, the Commanders are not necessarily a bet. The Commanders, I'll give the Commanders credit where credit's due. They did win 3 in a row, regardless of who they were facing. However, Josh Allen is going to play despite rumors that despite concerns about his elbow or whatever, his throwing arm. But obviously, if Josh Allen's good enough to play, then he should be good enough to win. So I expect the Bills to bounce back against the Vikings. Yeah, last time these two teams met, it was actually Josh Allen's first start in the NFL, and the Buffalo Bills won that game. The Vikings are a better team now though than they were 4 years ago. So this should be an interesting game to say the least. Should be at Like I said, should be at the late afternoon window, not the early afternoon window. But Texans going on the road to take on the Giants. Giants, please don't fall for the trap and lose inexcusably to the Texans. Take the Giants to win this game. Lions going on the road to take on the Chicago Bears. And I like how some people like to overrate the Lions just because they beat the Packers, even though the Packers really suck really bad. And I get it. The Bears have a shit defense. Their offense has stepped up. The Lions' defense is shit too, though. Is the thing. It's the thing. Jared Goff is ass. He's still ass. Let's get that out of the fucking way right fucking now. But go ahead. So go ahead and take the Chicago Bears to defeat the Lions. Browns going on the road to take on the Miami Dolphins. Just 2 more weeks until Deshaun Watson gets to make his debut, and it's looking like Deshaun Watson Watson's suspension will not be will not be extended. Um, Browns are a good football team, but the Dolphins are. I like what Mike McDaniel's doing right now, so take the Dolphins to defeat the Browns. Should also be a good game though. All right, late afternoon window. Colts going on the road to take on the Las Vegas Raiders. This will be. I'm very intrigued by this game because it's Jeff Saturday from ESPN getting the interim gig, and I like how fucking butthurt everybody's is over this signing, and I get it because he has no head coaching experience. He has no except at the high school level. He doesn't have any coaching experience at the college level, let alone the NFL level. I get all that shit, but who who cares? It's not like he's the starting core. It's not like he's going to be the permanent head coach of the Colts. As far as the Raiders go, man, they lost to the Jaguars last week. Look, I think everybody needs to stop overrating the shit out of the Colts. When you fire your head coach in the NFL, you usually do so because you're looking towards the future. Sure, this is not the NBA or the NHL or Major League Baseball where you fire a coach and you can coach and it boosts your team to win games and shit like that. That's not how shit works in the NFL. Well, what about the Raiders last year? The Raiders are the exception to the rule. They are not the rule. Oh, and if I will say this though, if Josh McDaniels loses to a head coach with zero experience at the NFL level, McDaniels, I'm sorry, but McDaniels deserves to be fired. Give me a fucking break. This is not McDaniels' first rodeo as a head coach. He should be better at things the second go around, and he isn't. He's still making the stupidest mistakes. People who are making excuses for McDaniels have not watched the Denver Broncos, so therefore don't know what they're talking about. But I think the Raiders will win this game because, like I said, people need to stop overrating the shit out of the Colts. They are not a good fucking football team. But I will laugh hysterically if the Raiders do lose to the Colts. Colts though. Anyway, next up, Cardinals going on the road to take on the Rams. Cardinals suck. Rams not that much better, but go ahead and take the Rams to sweep the Arizona Cardinals. Speaking of coaches that suck. And bad news for Cardinals fans though. They will not fire Cliff Kingsbury even if they do lose this game, or even if they lose, or even if they end up not missing the playoffs entirely, because the Cardinals stupidly, for whatever retarded reason, extended Cliff Kingsbury along with Steve Keim. I don't quite understand that. That this is why the Cardinals have always been considered one of the shittiest franchises in the NFL, next to the Lions. Thanks. But yeah, take the Rams to defeat the Cardinals. All right, Cowboys going on the road to take on the Green Bay Packers. Like I said, why this game is not in the early afternoon window is beyond me. Oh, I forgot. I forgot because it's the traditionalist wet dream matchup. I totally forgot about that. That trumps everything. Thanks. Yeah, too bad the Packers are the equivalent of maggot cheese at this point. The Cowboys, however, are still a good football team, despite rumblings and issues about what's going to happen to the Cowboys after the offseason, blah blah blah. Yeah, God. this should be a good this should be an interesting game though. So, take the Cowboys to win. The Packers, they're kind of decimated right now. All right, Sunday Night Football. Chargers going on the road to take on the San Francisco 49ers. Don't let the Chargers' victory over the Falcons fool you. The Falcons obviously suck. They suck so bad that they couldn't even beat a decimated Chargers team. Take the 49ers to defeat the Chargers to win this game. That was a little redundant, but whatever. Commanders going on the road to take on the Eagles on ESPN Primetime Football Monday. Okay. Last time these two teams met, the Eagles actually beat the Commanders. There's of course, apparently the point spread is like double digits for the Eagles giving double digits. If I was picking against the spread and I don't do ATS picks, but obviously I would take the Commanders to cover. Obviously, I do think the Eagles will extend their undefeated streak for at least another week. The Commanders, they're a decent football. Like I said, they're a good enough football team to beat really crappy teams. But the Eagles are not a crappy team. Is the problem. So yeah, that's why I got the Eagles defeating the Commanders. We'll see what happens with the soap opera stuff with the Commanders long term. But anyway, gotta go. That's it. That's all. Till next time. Later, fuckers.